Now, do you have area rugs? Are they the right size and material for your space? There is so much to think about before you buy. So here with the lowdown, designer Jackie Glass joins me. You look so good. Let's talk about rugs. You're going to spend a good amount of your budget on a rug, so don't get it twisted. Like, you are spending the money on a rug, and so you want to do it right. You don't want to get it in your space. It's too small, it's too big, it doesn't fit, it doesn't work. So let's talk about it.
Okay, so let's talk rugs, because the biggest thing is the size, of course.
Yes.
So if you already have a rug, typically, and it's a large rug, let's say a 9 by 12, then always remember that you need to have a little what I call airspace around that rug. So give yourself like 12 to 18 inches just around the perimeter, because you also want to show off your floor.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Now, typically in a job that I'm doing with a client, if I've already done all the furniture, I like to do the rug at that point, after the furniture is already in position.
Yes.
Because then I can decide whether I'm going to have all of the furniture on the rug or all of the furniture off the rug.
Now, ideally, you want all the furniture on the rug, do you not?
It depends on the size of the rug. So here's an example where if this wasn't, it works really well. This is a rather small rug, but just for the purpose of this demonstration, you can see that if this was a 9 by 12 or an 8 by 10, having all of the furniture on the rug really works well, right? Because you can also then put your end tables on the rug. Because the other thing to consider is that if you have some on and some off, what'll happen is, remember, the leg at the back of an end table it'll be really unsteady.
It'll be rocky.
Right, so if you do have a situation at home, I don't want people to go, oh my goodness, my rug's the wrong size, and start fretting about it, then just add those little felt pads underneath, just to kind of level yourself off. But generally, if you're doing it the right way, you measure and make sure that you can get either some of it on or some of it off. Okay. If you are stuck a little bit, you can see in this example that the back legs are off, and that works okay.
And that's okay.
It does work. If you look at this configuration, your end table is still on the rug, and even this cabinet is off the rug, which is really important. Okay.
All right. So it all works. I just find that most people do go a little bit too small. So it is nice if some of the furniture is touching that rug.
Most definitely.
Right? Shall we move on?
Yeah. So before we do, though, you see the detail. This is a cut rug, and that's
amazing.
It is gorgeous. But remember, that works really well in a living room area. Not so much, let's say, in an office or a dining room. Right. Because remember, you're trying to slide, so you want to make sure that you've got that kind of flexibility.
Okay. So we have so many different options here for rugs that can work in your space. We do. So many different sizes.
Well,
you want to talk about this one?
Well, let's talk about dining rooms first of all, because there's some really die-hard rules in a dining room. And by the way, all of this great product is from HomeSense, all of the furniture pieces.
Lovely.
So that's really great.
This is great.
So here's a round table. You've got a great rug. So here's a little rule. If you're not sure what size rug to put underneath your dining room table, you typically need 18 to 24 inches when you're pulling your chair back.
Right.
All right, so if you're sitting, so do your little test at home.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting there, push your chair back the way you normally would to exit, then leave it there, and then measure and give yourself again another 18, well, it can even be, 16 to 18 inches behind it. So in other words, it's generous. The chairs should never, ever end off the rug if you're using it under your dining table.
That's
Does
a good
not
rule.
work.
So when you push off, you're still on that rug.
Have to be on that rug.
Got to be on that rug.
Now, there's different shapes of rugs, remember. So a circular rug works really well with a circular table. So if you're doing a lounge look and you have like a coffee table that's circular, a round rug can look really nice underneath it.
Right.
All right, so there's lots of different options. You can see this rug too is very smooth.
It's gorgeous.
It's not a cut rug, so that'll work really well in terms of being able to slide that chair back and forth.
Now this one is a little bit different because you've got a bit of that bumpiness, and I'm just going to mention all these rugs are from Jackie Glass's new rug line, which I think is amazing.
This is so good. I'm really excited about it.
Let's talk about where you would use this or what's happening with this rug.
Well, the
feels
rugs,
good.
They are beautiful, and the rugs that happen to be in my collection with Imperial Rug Galleries are either wool or wool and silk. And I say that because people are always a little bit worried about wool or silk and the cleaning of it. Well, they really are an investment piece.
Yes.
And something else, when you have a rug that has silk in it, you have a sheen to it, depending on how this is cut. So this pattern, you can see it's beautiful, but if you were to turn it around the other way, I'm just going to run my hand, you can see that you'll get a darker sheen to it.
But are you the person in the family, because I am, that must do this with everything?
Yes.
I need it all to be the same.
However, the neat thing is that you don't have to touch it, because if you're looking at it from this side, it's going to be that darker. If you're looking at it from the other side, it's going to be lighter. So you never really have to worry about it.
True.
And the rest of the collection is really just my own interpretation of sort of modern elements from nature. So whether it's waves or whether it's nautical, I wanted to use warm and cool values, and some are cut, some are wool and silk, and give people a really nice cross-section of rugs that they can use in hallways or just in dining rooms, living rooms, just even in a bedroom.
Lovely, and I love the fact that you've got all the different sizes.
Yes.
So make sure you get the furniture first, put it down, see what size you need. When it comes to care, what do you do to wash the wool/silk rug? Like if you're spot washing?
Water and vinegar.
Water and vinegar, super easy and natural.
Absolutely.
Lovely.
It enhances the silk.
Very good, Jackie.
Yes.
Well, you used a couple of small area rugs in the transformation of your garden shed. It's now a really special place.
Welcome to my garden studio. This little shed was on my property when I bought it 4 years ago, and we used it really for storage while we were renovating. But I always knew I wanted to do something special with it, so I decided to turn it into an office. Because it was so well built, there was very little needed other than just kind of bumping up a little bit of the woodwork and adding a smaller deck. I started by painting the interior Benjamin Moore Chantilly lace. And then I wanted lots of color, so I took my inspiration from the garden and from dishware that I had. So the floor, for example, is this beautiful coral, and I've got lots of touches of greens and turquoise throughout the space. But furniture is really important when you're creating an office as well. So I started with a beautiful island, which is lots of surface space and lots of storage. I've got bar stools that can be folded up and moved around, which is great. Also metal cabinetry. When you're working out in the wilderness, you want to make sure things are behind closed doors so that you don't have any little rodents deciding they want to eat your popcorn. This little office is off-grid, but you can use rechargeable bulbs, and they're great when you need extra light or you're working a little bit later. I love my window seat. I painted the seat a beautiful turquoise color, added black and white pillows and some mint greens, and these little test tube vases are perfect for hanging little seasonal flowers. I just love this space. It's inspirational, and it's just a great place to go to work.